The work of journalist Jeremy Scahill was a huge challenge, considering many investigations were undertaken in conflict zones. Here's more on his experience in investigating the dirty wars of the United States.
When journalists embed with the military to report in conflict zones, they attach themselves directly to a military unit, traveling with it wherever it goes. Journalists are housed and fed for free and given pre-approved stories packaged with audiovisual and photo press materials. Jeremy Scahill and Richard Rowley, creators of the Academy Award-nominated documentary Dirty Wars, trade in the structure of embedded journalism in order to independently investigate stories that the military and the mainstream media often do not report.
The global war on terror is the most important story of our generation. And it's a story that is unfolding in the shadows and is not seen by the majority of Americans. And the very few times that we do see war, we're only allowed to see civilians in Afghanistan or Yemen or wherever as tiny little gray smudges filmed from some weaponized aerial platform that then disappear in puffs of smoke. We begin our project trying to put the camera on the other side of that military media apparatus and show those little gray specks as human beings, to show the real life of people who are living this war on the ground.
There are basically two wars in Afghanistan. One war is fought by conventional troops under the auspices of NATO, and journalists can embed with those units. But then there's another war, and in many ways this is the one that really counts, and it's a secret war, and journalists are not allowed to embed. In order to do real journalism in a war zone, you have to leave the bubble. You have to leave the green zone. You have to go into places where sometimes no one is in control.
Traveling to remote locations without military protection while risking their lives, the Dirty Wars team exposes failed combat missions with civilian casualties kept outside the media and hidden from the public. Dirty Wars was nominated for the 2014 Academy Awards, allowing the investigation to reach a large global audience.
To us, it's not about getting a gold statue at all. To us, it's when are we as a society going to wake up and realize what's being done in our name? And when are we going to accept the humanity of the other, of the people that we're told are the enemies? Our primary responsibility as journalists and filmmakers in this project is to hold the government of the United States accountable, but also to provide a platform where the voices that are not allowed on our corporate media outlets have their chance to speak.
Investigative journalists often struggle with press crackdowns in the form of government censorship, harassment, and even imprisonment in order to hold higher powers accountable, reinforcing the importance of investigations like Dirty Wars. This is Vanessa Bergonzoli with Jeremy Kaplan and Clara Ibarra, Telesur, New York.